You don't want your hair just cut or styled. Get your hair designed at Roots Hair Design, 5459 Molly Pitcher Highway in Chambersburg, 717-375-2130. How about a women's cut? $32, $35, or $38? Guys, you're not going to get a better price on the cut you're going to receive at Roots Hair Design than $23. Now, if you have a teenager, girl or boy, $25 and $20 respectively. A kid's cut, just $18. Maybe you need your roots touched up. They have that as well. And they can do your nails, take care of your lashes, facial treatments, waxings, and what I plan to get is a massage. Roots Hair Design, 5459 Molly Pitcher Highway in Chambersburg. $10 off your first service to any new guests, and they're approaching their 12th year in business. You don't last that long if you're not doing something, or in their case, a lot of things right. Roots Hair Design, we can't thank them enough for being part of the Tiny and Katie Show.
Tiny and Katie. It's the Tiny and Katie Show.
How's life?
Well, it's going okay. I have a lot going on my social calendar, which is great. I am going to an improv show in DC this weekend, and I went to Leesburg last weekend for an 80s night, dressed super 80s, which was very
Love
fun.
80s. Love
Yeah.
the 80s.
We saw a band called the Reagan Years. They're
Yes.
yeah, they're very popular in this area. I figured you probably knew about them. And that was fun. And then I'm going to Germany in less than a month, so we're getting ready for that trip. And yeah, so just a lot of things going on. There's a lot of moving parts in my life, but it's all gonna come together just fine. How are things over there?
Good. I mean, there's so much that understand this. For those of you who watch this, we have over 100 subscribers. We thank you and we love each one of you. Even though nothing is going to be revealed right now, let me just say that there's so much we would love to tell you that we can't.
Yeah, it's just 2023 is a big year. Just a lot of things are coming. Lots of exciting changes are coming, and we'll let you know all of those when the cat's out of the bag, so to speak, if you will.
So you asked how my life was going. I'm feeling really old, not because of anything physical, but because on Tuesday, the 14th. Yeah, the 14th actually. On Tuesday the 14th, a week from today, as we're recording this, Reagan turns 3.
3, yeah.
Oh God, and it's just she is like a different person every single day.
Yeah, that's how I
She
feel with
comes
my
home.
nieces.
It's just, yes, it's unbelievable, and it's great because she's learning so much and she's asserting her independence, and then at the same time, it makes you sad as a parent because you're just like, wow, so much time is slipping by. Can you just stay a little longer because you're just so cute and she hasn't become a jerk yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, give it 10 years when she hits those teenage years, and things are you're having a whole different story. I do want to share something that happened to me the other day that I know you can relate to, and just kind of get your perspective on it. I'm aware that the cost of everything is going up and that everything is so expensive. But the other day, I went to the grocery store and I bought, I don't know, 13, 14 items, and my bill was $92. And I really thought about, so for starters, I have hyperhidrosis. So I sweat very, very badly under my arms, and Tiny can
I can
attest to
vouch for
this.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I normally don't sweat anywhere else, but right there, even in the dead of wintertime, I'm always sweating. So I wear a lot of dark colors, especially a lot of black, but I can't get any cheapo deodorant. I don't get the super expensive stuff. I do have stuff that I get from my doctor, but that stuff has a lot of is it lead that's in there, or
I think there's a lot of zinc.
Yeah, and it makes me itch. It makes me itch really bad.
Yeah,
so it's
absolutely.
okay, I'm not sweating, but I'm sitting here like this all day long. Is that really attractive? So I don't get the super cheap stuff at the grocery store, but I have to get something that's clinical strength.
Right.
And my deodorant was $9.
Yes.
$9. $9. I got that, some seltzer waters, a little bit of chicken. I didn't get any alcohol, and my bill was $92. And I just was like, dear God, what is happening? That everything is just so, and you don't really think about it when it's nickel and diming here and there, or even when it's $1 here and there. It's like, oh, this has gone up in price. This has gone up in price, because I normally am not super don't think about my shopping that way. I just know I have to get these things and that's what I have to get.
Yeah.
But like $92 for 13 or 14 groceries was just out of control. I mean, it was insane. It was insane. Aren't you kind of finding like the price of everything is so high? It's just astronomical anymore.
Well, the deodorant, it's funny you mentioned that. I use Axe deodorant. I was, for the longest time, I would use Degree, and I even thought that was expensive back before all of this happened. You would get, but it was like 2 of them for $6, and those prices just seem to keep going up. Like again, even before all this happened. So fast forward now, it is massively more expensive, and there was one that was. I forget the brand. It was it may have been Degree, as a matter of fact. They came out with some new clinical strength and the different scents and all for guys. And I was smelling one of them. I thought, I love this smell. I may have to change to this. And to your point, I look at it and it's $9.70 something. I'm like,
yeah.
What?
And then
$10?
Yeah, and then don't you think to yourself like, man, well, to some degree, this has got to stop getting more and more expensive.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I was giving it the Axe. I'm like, I'm not having this.
I was so worked up about it. I started to perspire. Like I was like, sweating something. I can't get another pun. You sound like you're in like a bathroom. Are you in a bathroom right now recording?
No. Do you want to look?
No, and I know I'm actually okay with it.
No, I'm not in the bathroom.
If you were, you would know because Tiny loves to come out of the bathroom and tell you that he had a really good success with it. He loves to tell you about that.
I call them now, and this is going to go into more detail than anybody wants to go in, but I call them a stretcher. If it's one that really pushes your limits, so to speak.
All right.
I'm
an open book. Yeah, I'm an open book too, but like you need to keep those comments to yourself. Thank you.
I'm just saying. So when I say I had a good stretcher between us, you'll know, and granted we're reading everyone in now, but
yeah, between all of us, yeah.
Not that we have these conversations on the frequent, but yes. So to Katie's point, it's okay. Here's a question though. You said that you just have bought things because you need them. So if I need toothpaste, I need to buy toothpaste, and you kind of just swipe and there you go. Was the deodorant the first time? I mean, obviously, I know the costs have gone up, but was deodorant the first time where you were really like, wow, my eyes are open as to how this is impacting?
I think so because every year for Christmas in my stocking, my mom always gets me toiletries. There's always shampoo, conditioner, toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant. And because I also use deodorant from my doctor, I don't go through it so much. And so this was the first time in quite some time that I needed to actually buy some. And I spent a lot of time looking and I was like, my God, and even like toothpaste, I think my toothpaste was like $4 or $5. And then I ended up getting a probiotic, which, okay, that was $20. But then I like to get protein shakes, and I only get the pack of 4, and a pack of 4 protein shakes are like $8 or $9. Right there, that's $40, and I got 3 things. It's
the first time I noticed was we blow through a ton of chicken, and I remember we went through a span probably about 6 months ago where we hadn't had chicken for I don't know maybe a month, and I went back to getting some chicken, and I'll never forget seeing the store brand of chicken, not Purdue, not Tyson, store brand was like $3.50 a pound, whereas before $1.99 a pound. I'm like, I understand to your point a little bit ago, like an incremental increase here and there, 20 cents here, 50 cents, but $1.50 more instantly.
Well, what
is ridiculous?
I don't mean to sound stupid, but why is this happening? Why is this happening?
So you're going to get the overarching. It's kind of like now I think COVID is, or at least was, kind of the convenient excuse for something that was the unquestionable excuse. So, I can't do this. Oh, well, COVID. And not that I'm not downplaying people who got sick with COVID, but I think in a lot of ways it just became a crutch to get out of things, right?
Everything. Yeah. Yep.
And while that's true in this case, I think now inflation has just become the overarching general thing. Well, inflation. Prices are going up here. Why does it cost so much to get this deck installed? Well, with inflation. So that's become the new thing. Then you have all of these like subsets of problems. So it's with chicken as well. There's a bird disease now, and it's birds are dying, and you can't, and that's why eggs are, $7 a dozen of eggs. So it's really a tough shell to crack when you think about it.
It's not excellent. It's not excellent.
It's not. I'm not joking with you. I mean, I'm 100% serious.
It just scrambles my brain a little bit, where I'm just like, I don't understand this. Could somebody explain this to me over easy in that type of way? I don't know if that was a stretch there or not, but yeah, I mean,
no, it was good. It was good.
Okay. All right. Thanks. But I was thinking the same thing. I just wanted to ask if you were experiencing those same kind of thoughts. Here's another conversation I had the other day that I thought was pretty interesting. You know me and the way that I eat my bacon. Like, I'm very, very particular about, first of all,
yes,
I had this issue with what I call scary meats. Now, I am a picky eater, but I've gotten a lot better as I've gotten older. But if a meat looks scary, or if it's something that I'm not super familiar with, it's a scary meat to me, I will not try it. So even when I went to France, everybody I was with, they were eating, and they swore by it, this duck out of a can. And they were like, oh my gosh, Katie, this is the best thing you're ever going to try. You have to try the duck out of a can. And I normally will try things just because I do have a can-do attitude. But I looked at it, and the look of it was just unappealing. And in the middle, there was like a gelatinous gel to it that had like formed on the top. And I was like,
was this like duck pate or something?
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, that's probably exactly what it was. But they were going on and on about how, and they were just eating it like straight out of the can. Like it was, I don't know what to equate it to, like eating potato chips. Like, they just kept going with it. So I wanted to try it, but I just physically couldn't bring myself to do it. And then they were eating, then they decided to get rabbit out of a can, and they were eating rabbit out of a can. And I just, it's a scary meat for me. And if there's anything about a meat that looks mildly like gray, or the texture bothers me, or I see any kind of gristle, I can't eat it. I had this really weird thing about scary meats. I don't remember where I was going with this.
But didn't you recently eat foie gras?
I did. Now, that wasn't a scary meat because the look of it wasn't scary. It didn't have a scary look to it, a scary texture. There wasn't a gelatinous gel on it or anything like that. But if the meat has any kind of like grayish consistency to it, I can't do it. And I've been trying really hard not to be more open-minded about food, because I have tried things that I've really loved that I never would have tried before. But God, where was I going with this?
Well, so the question I have with this is, did the fact that you knew what it was have anything to do with it?
I think that even if they just would have said, try this, you're going to like it, I would have known A, it was meat, and B, I would have seen that it was gray, and I probably wouldn't have tried it. And I especially think that would have made me less likely to try it if I don't know what it is. But I did try, I tried escargot when I was in France, and that was okay. Like, I would never order it on my own. And I try really hard not to get this preconceived notion about something, because sometimes things really rock your socks off and you're not expecting it.
Was there a surprising food when you were on your most recent travel that said, you know what, did you try anything that was outside the norm?
No, I did not. I mean, first of all, you're in France, so everybody's eating bread and cheese and olives and drinking wine. So that's kind of what I lived on. But there was a reason I brought this up about the scary meat thing. Oh, bacon. That's where I'm going.
Yep.
So I'm very particular about the way I eat my bacon, because I cannot do bacon unless it is extra crispy to the point of pretty much burnt.
Burning. Yep.
And I will say, every time I go out to eat, here's my jam when I go out to eat: 2 eggs over easy, home fries, wheat toast dry, and I will only get bacon if the kitchen will do it extra crispy. And I'll ask, will the cooks do it extra crispy, or will the chef do it extra crispy? And if the answer is yes, great, I'll have bacon. And honestly, if the answer is no, you can tell me, like, oh, no, we don't really do that. We're really busy. I can't guarantee that. Then fine, no big deal. Then I won't get the bacon.
Does that happen?
People will never say that, but then they bring out my bacon, and it's like not even kind of crispy. It's like just a flimsy piece of bacon. And
see, what's interesting about this is the way Katie likes bacon is the opposite of how I like bacon. I don't like it. I do not like crunchy bacon. I like kind of that middle of the road approach where it's just a touch of crunch, bordering on flimsy. Yeah, I do not like crunchy bacon.
Well, I definitely dig burnt bacon. Like if it's burnt, that's going to be the pieces that I take. And the other thing I realize is when I eat French fries, if there's a French fry that's burnt, I'm more likely to eat it. Or if I'm eating any kind of a sandwich and there's a part of the cheese that's burnt, I'm more likely to eat it. So I've actually found when I was thinking about this that I do like foods that are burnt, not necessarily my steaks, but even on my chicken. If somebody does chicken on the grill and there's a piece of it that's burnt, that's the first piece I'm going for. Or
Huh.
potatoes. There's a piece of potato that's burnt, that's the piece I'm going for. Do you have any like are you like that with any food that you think tastes better when it's burnt?
Not really. I think
Okay.
what you're finding, what my guess would be, is the reason Katie likes foods that are burnt is because that's typically how she would cook them.
Well, I mean,
And
true, accurate. Yes, accurate.
using the smoke alarm as a timer, so therefore, hey, it's done, and you go in and get it, and the bacon is, before you know it, on fire.
That's
Are
you
you
know
so?
what?
Are you that way with marshmallows and hot dogs?
Oh, absolutely, 100%,
Wow.
100%. The burnt, the more burnt, the better it is. Like the marshmallow definitely is completely caught on fire. But you know what, Tony? Like I know you're making a joke, but you might be onto something there. Because anyone who knows me knows that I don't cook, and anytime that I try, it ends up being some type of disaster. AKA when I put two soft pretzels in my microwave and I blew my house up. Like, did I tell? We've talked about that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, where I put two soft pretzels in the microwave for 90 seconds. 90 seconds. I hit start, 90 seconds, smelled all the smoke, turned around, and my microwave was on fire. Absolute. I had to get the
Fire extinguisher.
the fire extinguisher out.
Hmm.
And I like I'll send you a picture. You should put it up. Like the plate was completely broken in half. The pretzels were completely burnt to a crisp, and my house had like smoke damage to it because the
So what was
microwave caught
the?
on fire.
So was it a malfunction of the microwave, or was there metal in the microwave?
No, there was no metal in the microwave. There wasn't. I mean, I'm not that stupid, but
Oh,
it's
I
just
was. What, did you ever hear my story about that?
go on. Oh, I have a story about stupid cooking as well with a pizza. Go on.
When I was living with my dad at the time, and I would stop at Arby's on my way home when I worked at the radio station part time, and get their well, they anyway get food from there, and they would wrap their sandwiches in that foil
Yeah,
uh,
they still
type
do.
paper. Yeah, okay. And when I got home, it was a little time between when I got it and when I got home, so I just took the whole bag and put it in the microwave and hit whatever, turned around, grabbed myself a drink, and my sister comes out and she goes,
You're an
you gonna,
idiot.
you gonna eat that? I think it's done. And I'm like, yeah, of course. It's only put it in for like a minute. Next thing I know, flames are billowing
Absolutely. That
out
was
of the
really
microwave.
stupid.
I'm like, oh god, oh! And my first thought was, I'm not gonna have my food now.
Well, of course, this is back when you weighed 700 pounds and that's all you
Well,
ate.
right. So that was my first thought. I mean, the fact that the house could have went up like a book of matches was not even on my radar. It was just my chicken cordon bleu. What the hell, man? Come on.
The thing is with you, that's very shocking because you're normally very smart about things like that. When I lived with my friend Nina, when we lived in Harrisburg, she loves this story. Oh my God, she loves this story. We were making a oven pizza. Oven pizza? Am I saying that correctly?
A frozen pizza.
A frozen pizza. That's
Yeah.
better than an oven pizza.
Oh, you're making an oven pizza.
And I put it in the oven, and I don't remember if she saw something or she smelled something, but definitely knew something was wrong and opened up the door, and I'd put the pizza in the oven with the cardboard underneath it.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I know these things happen and people do these things, but man, you feel really stupid when you do.
Oh,
That
yeah.
one was really, really dumb and dangerous, like super,
Yeah.
super dangerous. But I'm sure everybody has had some kind of cooking disaster. My grandmother, I don't know if I told you the story or not, but my grandma was a wonderful cook, and when she she had this very strict rule about you do not leave the table until you have finished all of your food. You finish
Right.
all of your food, and then you're allowed and she was very into etiquette. No elbows on the table, you sit up straight, please and thank you, all that jazz.
Hmm.
So I actually have pretty decent table manners. I don't have a lot of manners in any other way, but my table manners are pretty good. But when she was getting older, she would slip and make mistakes when she was cooking. And she was making these creamy garlic shells one time that you get them in a pack, and they're like Lipton garlic shells, and you put a little bit of milk and butter in, and you stir them up, and you eat them, and you're done. And they're actually quite tasty. And she made them one night. Do you know this story?
Yeah, orange juice, right?
Yes. Oh, well,
yes.
Spoiler alert. She ended up using orange juice the entire time instead of milk. And we still had to sit there and eat the entire thing of orange juice garlic shells.
I actually want to try those things just because you've talked about them so much that I kind of want to do that.
Yeah. Well,
all right. So speaking of food, Katie, now listen to this. Did you know that today, again, we're recording this on Tuesday the 7th. So did you know that today is National Cereal Day?
No, I didn't, but I knew that yesterday was National Oreo Day.
Yes, Oreo Cookie Day. And I mean, who doesn't love some Oreos? However, I love when things like this, show up on what we call our show prep that we get through the radio station, because I would never have thought this, but there was a new poll that said that 11% of people, now I understand that's not a lot, but think about this. You're in a room with 10 people, and the chances are one of those people puts the milk in the bowl before the cereal.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay?
I'm not upset about it. I'm not upset about that at all.
But what type of savage does that?
I don't know if I would have ever thought twice about it if someone put the milk in first or the cereal first. It all ends up together in the end anyway, so does it really matter? Yes.
Now, the only way, to me, the only way that is acceptable behavior is if you're, like I used to do, and I think a lot of us have at some point, you go on one of those like cereal binges where you literally eat an entire box of cereal in one sitting because you have this big bowl.
You eat so much, you feel like you're a serial killer. Like it's just out of control.
Yeah. Of course, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to flake out on you when I say this, but so you put the cereal in first, then you pour the milk over, and then as you're eating it, you have some milk left over, of course. And if you have the box of cereal, then you can pour that into the milk that's remaining in the bowl. But people to think that 10% of people will pour the milk in first and then the cereal is baffling to me.
I mean, I've seen way stranger eating habits than that. Like, I don't eat the ends of my French fries. I think that is way more strange than what you just said. Okay, well, here's another one
in the same article is 1 in 10 people say that they put the ketchup on their fries as opposed to on the side and they dip. What are you doing?
I mean, I'm a side fry all the way.
Thank you. Let's see, 67% of people. Okay. All right. This one, I grew up a particular way with this, and I am in the minority. Okay. When it comes to storing your ketchup, is it in the fridge or in the cupboard?
Always in the refrigerator. Always.
Okay. And I'm in the cupboard. I do not like cold ketchup. I think it's disgusting.
Okay.
Let's see here. Do you consider tomatoes to be a vegetable or a fruit? Well, I should say vegetable or fruit.
I mean, I consider them to be a vegetable. Yes.
And 60% of people say the same thing. And then the final one, this one comes up all the time, but it bears asking because we haven't asked it yet on the show here. 57% of people said that yes, pineapple does belong on pizza.
No. I can't do that.
I would like to find the person who ever decided that should happen and beat them.
I think there's a lot of very interesting eating habits that people have. And everybody's got their own quirks when it comes to eating. You know how some people won't combine any of their food, like it all has to be separated. And then some people combine all of their food. And that's what they like. Oh, good Lord. Hello.
What happened there?
But for anyone who doesn't know, when I eat French fries, check. Okay. When I eat my French fries, I take them and I fold them in half and I eat the middle part, and then the ends I put off to the side, and I don't eat the ends of my French fries.
Someday I'm going to get a video of Katie doing this because when she's finished eating a meal that has French fries with it, it looks like a French fry graveyard crime scene.
It does. It's like people will call them my nubs, and they'll eat
Yes.
the nubs. They'll come over and say, "Are you done? Because I'm going to eat your nubs." And I don't know how this ever started, but now it's just become so habit that I don't even think about it. It's
I
just,
think for you with that, it almost reminds me of, and maybe every kid doesn't go through this, but I think they kind of do, is when we were growing up, mom or dad would cut the crust off of our bread. And I think that's kind of what it is for you, is you don't realize that the crust is actually good when you're a kid. You don't want the crust. It looks, I don't know why, but we just don't. With you, I think it's kind of the same thing for French fries, is like the ends, the crunchy part, although you just said
That's my
that you
favorite
like burnt food.
right, exactly. It's so weird. Like, I'm
Yeah.
such a quirky human being. It's so bizarre. It is such a bizarre thing. What was the other thing I was going to say about French fries? I can't remember what it was, but yeah, I have very, very strange eating habits. Very strange. But you know,
And
we
by
all
the
have-
way, I'm going to change everyone's life and say that if you do not dip your French fries in mayonnaise, you're missing out.
oh God, that's just
Don't
like,
start with me. No.
and you
That's
you also
amazing.
you also like to put that on your egg sandwiches. I think that's just
Yes.
repulsing.
Hey, look, no. You don't get to complain about my egg sandwiches
No, I
because
do.
you know I make the best egg sandwiches.
You used to, before you went all like haywire and started putting random accoutrements on there like mayonnaise. Like, that is not something I can jump on board with at all.
Yeah.
It's gross. It's gross.
So I want to share. We didn't get to talk about it this time, and that's okay. I need to put together some pictures so that you can see it ahead of time and we can talk about it. But I've been doing a lot of work in the house.
I saw you
And-
made a new entertainment center.
I did. So there's a new entertainment center, and then there's I guess you would call it a feature wall that I just took me all of maybe like an hour to do. That looks like it would have taken longer that I did this past weekend. So next week, obviously, it's not going to take me a full 30 minutes to talk about this, but I want to share with you some of the things that I've done and show you some of the plans that we have for things that I'm doing, because this like really excites me.
Yeah, well, you're very good at it. I don't
Thank
know
you.
where this. When I first met Tiny, now don't take this the wrong way. You were a very, very, very overweight man, and you liked to do nothing but
Nothing.
lay in bed, and that was it. And now all of a
And I was
sudden,
good at it.
you were. I mean, yeah, you were the best at it.
Yeah.
Now you've become this like carpenter and runner. And by the way, I signed up for a half marathon in May also. And
Good for you.
I signed back up for that CrossFit competition I did last year. So I have two things that I've been working on
Yeah.
to try to better myself in 2023. But yeah, I saw those pictures on Facebook. Impressive, very impressive, Tiny.
Thank you.
You you impressed me.
I can't wait to share the feature wall with you. I think it looks really cool. And Mary's the design person, and I'm the bring it to life person. She says, this looks really cool. I saw this on Pinterest. Now, first of all, and I won't take up much time here, I hate Pinterest. I love the ideas. I hate the website itself. It's like it won't let me click on something. I don't know if my thumbs are too big. I'm probably not using it correctly. But anyway, she finds these designs and says, "Hun, do you think we can do this here?" And literally a trip to Lowe's later, and it's happening. And I think that's what I like about it, is that I can see the results just like that. And if they're messed up, it's on me. And if they're great, hey, it's on me too.
Do you need another person to show you designs? For you to make? Because I'm happy to be the designer as well and be like, Tiny, make this for me. And then you go to Lowe's and make it.
Well, I was going to say, if you meant like for my house, get with Mary, and I'm sure, but if you mean for your house, look, I've got all I can say grace over here. Okay. Mary keeps me busy.
Yeah.
And I mean busy. So
Yeah.
between her and the baby and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, hey, we're out of time for this week. We love you. And sorry if it took us a little longer to get you the episode this week, but Katie's such a needy, whiny thing. So, it's whatever. You know what? Let's do Monday. And then Monday rolls around. Like, you know what? How about Tuesday?
Well,
And she'll say, how about Tuesday at 4:30, same time we were going to do it yesterday. And then 4:10 rolls around and like, come on, man, let's do this bitch.
well, I mean, we're on my schedule. What can I say?
We are. It's Katie's world. We just live in it, but we love you.
Great. Amen. Bye.
It's the Tiny